Hello, Gospel City. My name is Grace Yu. I'm an English professor at Yonsei University. I've been asked to share how this entire pandemic has affected me and what it has meant for me as a teacher. The first question was, what are some of the struggles that I encountered? I think all teachers at this point would unanimously agree that not being face to face with our students definitely has its disadvantages. We've been stretched to master new platforms, interfaces to teach our students content that once was easier through PowerPoints and just interacting to being limited to a very confined and small space where we use our laptop computers, where we use what we can. And this has its own challenges, anything from technical difficulties in the first few classes, network problems, security issues with Zoom. Um, for me personally, it's been challenging because the content, especially for some of my newer classes, what was prepared and what was assumed that we would have a face to face classroom, everything had to change. And as much as ideally, it would have been great if I could have just transferred it over to videos or to continue what I had planned. The reality was that with a new platform, with synchronous video chatting, comes the limitation of what I would be able to teach purely in terms of content. So for me, I used to be able to cover maybe 40 to 50 PowerPoint slides. There was quite an extensive amount of course material that I was able to cover. And with our Zoom classes, it has been challenging, and I'm finding that I'm barely able to cover 50%. Now, having said that, I think we as teachers can also testify that part of the teaching job is to get creative with what we have. And this is where God has been extremely, extremely gracious. Over the years, having been a teacher for over 25 years now, um, I've realized and I've come to realize that even the ideas that I have for class are God given, that these ideas that make a class interactive, which is what I've been going for, where I might have walked away from a class, and I'll share some ideas in a second, thinking, oh goodness, that was probably not one of my better classes. But in our shared cacao chat rooms with the students, there was so much encouragement from the students saying how much fun they had, how it was one of the best classes that they've had. And this ultimately is God's mercy. It's God's grace upon his children planting these ideas. I cannot take credit for any of the ideas that I've had. If my students are finding my classes interesting, even those, the very core of my ability to teach, the talents that I have. Just like the bronze sculptor, when Solomon was building the temple, he was skilled. He was an artisan who was talented, and he used his crafts to honor God. I believe that we as teachers, when we are in the classroom, be it math, be it English, whatever subjects we're teaching, when we are teaching them for God's glory, he will receive glory, and he will provide the means, he will provide the ideas, he will provide the time. Um, Sometimes I feel like God stretches the minutes for me, knowing that life with three kids, feeding three meals, three home cooked meals, I trying to keep up homeschooling with them, and prepping and getting ready for work and actually teaching. It's been a struggle. but each day renewed with the word, renewed with the blessings that he provides, and not focusing just on the negative aspects of everything, but to see that even this is a God ordained time. And for me, it's been a joy. It's been a joy to be stretched in ways that I didn't think I could be, and to be alive to talk about it now. But to be stretched even as a teacher, because I do believe as teachers, we're doing more than teaching content. We are sharing our hearts with our students. And in doing so, they will see the effort that we give into our classes. They will see how much we care for them as people, and ultimately to see Christ in our teaching. So for me, it's been a lesson of flexibility, to master Zoom, to utilize Google shared documents. I've created my own. Whiteboard using Google Docs. We have a shared Kakao chat room. So learning to integrate everything that used to be all separate and everything coming together. And I can honestly say that it has been a blessing for me, because I do see the future in this, in online learning. And so if anything, we're all getting a jump start. We're all learning how to master this in case we need to do this again. So I'd like to encourage everyone, pray before you prep. Pray, get your fingers, get your hands in God's words. There is truth and there are ideas, and he will lead us as he has been. So I look forward to our talk on Friday. I hope to have some practical ideas. I'd love to create some kind of forum where teachers could share ideas. If we can encourage each other to be the best teachers we can, the best educators, all for God's glory, right? That's what we're doing, and that's why we're doing it. See you Friday. Blessings, and I love you, Gospel City. Goodbye.